Okay, I want you to do something for me just for a second. Close your eyes. We're going to do a little time travel today. We're setting the clock forward. Imagine it is today, right now, but the today of 2026.
We're time traveling. I like it. Where are we landing?
We are landing in a boardroom or, maybe just a casual coffee shop. But the conversation isn't about the weather. In this version of 2026, AI isn't that shiny new toy people were nervously chatting about back in, 2024. It's not the next big thing anymore. It is the thing. It's the engine. It's the absolute main driver of business growth.
Right. It's no longer optional. It's the water you swim in. If you aren't using AI in 2026, you're basically using a typewriter in the age of the internet.
Exactly. But, and here is the massive catch that we need to unpack today. Despite AI being absolutely everywhere, despite it being embedded in our phones, our cars, our fridges, there is a huge discrepancy happening in the business world right now. Companies are backing up dump trucks full of cash to invest in this tech. I mean, the spending is eye-watering. But a lot of them, they aren't seeing the payout.
It's the classic expectation versus reality gap. They bought the ticket to the moon, but they're still stuck on the launch pad.
That is exactly what we are digging into today. We're exploring a really fascinating piece of source material titled Year 2026. Without a customer platform, businesses won't use AI to its full potential.
Yeah.
And our mission is to figure out why these high-tech investments are failing and what this whole concept of a customer platform has to do with fixing it.
It's a provocative title, but it hits on something fundamental. We're going to find out that building an AI strategy without a data strategy, well, it's dangerous. It's financially irresponsible.
I think the phrase you used earlier when we were prepping was building a house on sand.
That's the one. Or if you want a car analogy, since we're talking about AI as an engine, it's like buying a Ferrari, the fastest one on the market, but forgetting that you need to pave the road first.
We will definitely get to the Ferrari. But first, let's look at the scope of this. We're calling this first section the Great AI Paradox, because the numbers in the source material are honestly staggering. Looking at the 12 months leading up to 2026, 85% of organizations worldwide increased their AI investment.
85%, which is practically everyone. If you're not in that 85%, you're probably in the process of closing your doors.
And it gets bigger. 91% plan to increase it even further this year. So the checkbooks are wide open. Everyone is pushing their chips to the center of the table.
But here is where I, have to pump the brakes. While the spending is through the roof, the source highlights a harsh reality check. The return on investment, the ROI, it's often invisible, or at the very least, it is much, much lower than what was promised.
So why? Is the AI not smart enough? Did we hit some kind of technology ceiling where the bots just aren't as clever as we thought?
No, and that's the fascinating part. The AI is working just fine. The algorithms are brilliant. The large language models are more capable than ever. The problem isn't the technology itself. The problem is the foundation. The source identifies data silos, scattered information, and disconnected systems as the primary culprit here.
Data silos. It's one of those corporate buzzwords that gets thrown around a lot. But let's actually break down what that means for the AI. Why does a silo matter to a robot?
Think of it this way. If your AI is an incredibly powerful engine, data is the fuel. That's the simplest way to view it. If you don't have the fuel, or if the fuel is contaminated, or if the fuel is stuck in different tanks that don't connect to the engine, it just doesn't matter how expensive or sophisticated that engine is, it's not going anywhere.
That connects back to that analogy from the source. Without a customer platform, investing in AI is like building a house on sand. You can buy the fancy windows, you can put on a gold-plated roof, that's the AI, but if the sand shifts,
the house cracks. Precisely. And in this case, the sand is scattered data. If your data isn't ready, your AI is just sitting there, looking pretty, but doing absolutely nothing of value. It's hallucinating because it doesn't have the facts.
Okay, I want to get specific about this sand. Let's move into what the source calls the high cost of bad data. We threw around the term data silos, but paint a picture for us. What does a siloed organization actually look like in the wild?
Okay, imagine a typical company. You have a sales department, a marketing department, and a service or a support department. In a siloed organization, these aren't just teams sitting in different parts of the office. They're essentially different countries.
Different countries.
Yes. They speak different languages. They have different borders. Marketing has a list of emails. That's their population. Sales has a separate list of phone calls and contracts. Service has a list of angry complaints.
And none of these lists talk to each other.
Correct. They are locked in their own little vaults. Marketing is celebrating a high open rate on an email, while service is drowning in complaints from the very same people.
So the left hand literally doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
It's worse than that. The left hand might be shaking the customer's hand while the right hand is slapping them. And the source gives us a critical statistic here. 82% of organizations say these data silos negatively impact their key workflows. So it's not just a minor annoyance, it is stopping work from getting done.
And there was another stat in there that made my jaw drop. I actually had to read it twice. The source mentions that 68% of collected data is never analyzed or used.
It's startling, isn't it? It's called dark data.
It's incredibly wasteful. I mean, imagine buying groceries and throwing 68% of them directly onto the trash without even opening the bags.
Yeah.
That's what businesses are doing.
That is a great way to put it. And because of that waste, executives are flying blind. Their research highlights a terrifying reality. Businesses are making 100% of their important decisions based on only 20% of their available data.
That is scary. You're making bet-the-company decisions, where to expand, what to launch, who to hire, and you're ignoring 80% of the context because it's just too scattered or messy to use.
Right. It's like navigating an iceberg. You see the 20% above the water or maybe your sales numbers, but the 80% underneath, customer sentiment, product usage, service history, that's what can sink you.
So let's bring this back to the listener, to you, because we've all been on the receiving end of this. How does this feel when you are the customer?
It feels disjointed. It feels like the company has amnesia. Every time you talk to them, it's like meeting for the very first time.
Yes, that's it. Like when you get a marketing email offering you a discount on a product you just bought yesterday at full price.
Or think about calling customer service. You have a problem, you explain it to the agent, they transfer you have to explain it all over again. Then you talk to sales, and they try to upsell you an upgrade, completely unaware that you are currently furious because your product is broken.
That drives me crazy. It makes you want to leave immediately.
That is a data silo problem. They can't see your history, they aren't trying to be annoying, they literally lack the vision.
And the source says this leads to lower loyalty, obviously. If you don't know me, why should I stick with you?
From a business perspective, the consequences are severe. Poor decision-making, wasted resources, and even security risks because you don't even know where all your sensitive data lives. Without a holistic view, you cannot offer a personalized experience. And in 2026, personalization isn't a bonus, it's the name of the game. If you aren't personalizing, you're spamming.
Okay, enough about the doom and gloom. We get it. The house is on sand, the car is off-road, and the customer is angry. Let's talk about the fix. Section 3. The solution. The source material introduces the hero of the story, the customer platform. Now, is this just another word for a CRM?
It's distinct, and the source is careful to make this distinction. A traditional CRM, customer relationship management, can often just become another database, becomes another silo. Sales uses the CRM, but marketing uses an automation tool, and service uses a ticketing system.
So the customer platform is the umbrella.
It's deeper than that. The source describes the customer platform as the heart of the business. Its job is to actively pump data to all parts of the organization.
I like that. The heart pumps the blood, the data, so the muscles can move.
Exactly. A true customer platform acts as a single source of truth. It unifies data from your website, social media, email, sales calls, service tickets. It puts it all in one place. It harmonizes it.
So instead of 3 different files for John Doe, there is one master file that everyone can see.
Yes. And this is where we connect the dots back to AI. Remember, AI needs context. If AI only sees the marketing data, it might guess that John Doe loves the brand because he opens emails. But if the AI can see the service data, it might realize John Doe is actually opening those emails looking for a refund policy because his product broke 3 times.
That is a huge difference in how you treat that customer. If you send the happy, loyal customer email to the guy looking for a refund,
you lose him forever. But if the AI has the full context, it can flag a human agent. Hey, John is unhappy, reach out personally. That is the power of the platform.
It seems like when data is centralized, AI finally has the context it needs to give accurate recommendations rather than, surface-level guesses. It moves from being a novelty to being a strategic asset.
And the payoff seems pretty real. The source mentions some specific efficiency gains. When marketing and sales work on the same platform, when they share that same heart revenue, grows 19% faster.
And profit increases by 15%.
And they retain 36% more customers compared to unaligned companies. Those aren't small numbers. That's the difference between a good year and a great year.
It proves that alignment isn't just a nice-to-have cultural thing. It's a financial imperative. You cannot scale efficiently if your teams are fighting over who owns the data.
Exactly. Alignment equals revenue.
Okay, so we have the theory. But I want to see this in action. I want to look under the hood. The source specifically discusses HubSpot as a prime example of this type of platform, focusing on their fall 2025 update. Now, looking back from 2026, why was this update so important?
Because it marked a shift from tools for teams to a platform for the business. It was very focused on connecting data and empowering people. It really aligns with everything we've been discussing.
Let's break down some of the features mentioned, because they sound pretty sci-fi, but they are reality now. First, there's the Data Hub.
This is crucial. We talked about the sand earlier, the bad data. The Data Hub uses AI to actually clean and unify external data. So it's not just storing the data, it's scrubbing it.
Scrubbing it, like washing it.
Think about it like a water filter.
Yeah.
In the past, humans had to manually go through spreadsheets to delete duplicate contacts or fix formatting errors. It was tedious and nobody did it well. That's why we have that 68% unused data.
Right.
The Data Hub uses AI to recognize, hey, this John Smith and this Jay Smith are the same person.
Right.
It merges them, it enriches the profile, it ensures that the garbage in, garbage out problem is solved before the AI even touches it.
That's smart, so the fuel going into the engine is premium, not sludge. Then there are breeze agents. This sounds like something out of a spy movie. Send in the breeze agents.
This is where we see the future of work. Breeze agents are a suite of over 15 AI agents that work 24/7. But don't think of them like those annoying chatbots from 2023 that just looped the same 3 answers.
I didn't quite catch that. Can you rephrase?
Exactly, none of that. These are agentic, they have agency, they automate complex tasks across the board, they can handle inquiries, process data, move workflows forward, even qualify leads.
So while the human team is sleeping, the breeze agents are working.
Exactly. They are keeping the lights on and the engine running. They are prospecting, they are updating records, they are answering common questions with perfect accuracy because, again, they have access to the unified data.
And then there's the AI content assistant, which helps write marketing content. But here is the proof I was looking for. The source introduces a company called OurGreenfish Co, Ltd.
Yes, OurGreenfish. They are a digital transformation expert and a HubSpot partner. They've been around since 2018. They are the ones actually implementing these systems for clients, putting them into the wild.
Because theory is nice, but I want to know if it works. And the numbers they are seeing are impressive. I'm just going to rattle these off because they are cool. Clients using these systems saw a 33% increase in engagement via AI marketing.
That's significant. Getting people to actually engage, to pause and look in 2026 is hard. Attention spans are shorter than ever.
Okay, and get this one. A 70%, that's 70, increase in email click-through rates using automation. 70%. That seems almost impossible. Most people are happy with 2%.
It is massive, but think about why. It goes back to the data. If I send you a generic email blast to 10,000 people, I get a 1% click rate. If I send you an email that references the exact problem you're having or the exact product you've been looking at because my data is unified, you click.
Relevance creates results.
Precisely. It's not magic, it's hyper-relevance.
And finally, an 80% improvement in multi-channel campaign efficiency.
What stands out to me here is that these aren't just AI wins, they're platform wins. You don't get 80% efficiency improvement just by having a chatbot. You get it by having a system where the chatbot talks to the email server, which talks to the CRM, which updates the sales team. It eliminates the friction.
It really supports that hybrid team concept the source mentions.
Yes, and this is the vision of 2026. It is not just humans working alone, and it's certainly not AI replacing humans. It is a hybrid team of humans and AI agents working on the same platform. The AI handles the data processing, the cleaning, the repetitive tasks.
Allowing the humans to do what?
To focus on strategy, to focus on creativity, to focus on the actual human connection that an AI can't replicate. The AI clears the clutter so the human can work.
So the robot carries the heavy luggage so the human can run the race.
That's a good way to visualize it.
Which brings us to the so what for you, the listener. We've covered the paradox, the problem of the silos, the solution of the platform, and the proof from OurGreenfish. So what does this all mean for someone running a business today?
It means we need a strategic shift. If you are in business in 2026, using AI isn't enough. It is a must-have, not a nice-to-have. But, and this is the big but, it only works if the data foundation exists.
We promised a final analogy to wrap this up, and here it is. The source says, AI is the engine, but the customer platform is the road.
I love this one. It sums it up perfectly.
If you don't have a good road, it doesn't matter how fast your engine is, you won't reach your destination.
It's true. You can buy the fastest, most expensive sports car, the best AI on the market, but if you try to drive it through a swamp of disconnected data silos or over a road full of potholes and roadblocks, you are going to get stuck. You need the pavement. You need the infrastructure.
So the advice is clear. Stop obsessing over just buying the newest AI tools. Stop chasing the shiny object.
Correct. Shift your focus. Invest in your data infrastructure first. That is how you unlock the potential. That is how you stop building your house on sand. You build the road first, then you buy the Ferrari.
So to recap our deep dive today, data silos are the silent killers of AI potential. They waste money, they confuse customers, and they paralyze decision-making. The customer platform is the cure. It unifies that data and gives AI the context it needs to actually work.
And it enables that single source of truth that aligns marketing, sales, and service. It turns a fragmented company into a unified one.
Before we go, we always like to leave you with something to chew on, something that wasn't explicitly in the text but is a logical next step.
I want to go back to that statistic about decision-making. If your organization is making 100% of its decisions based on only 20% of its data, what is hiding in that other 80%?
Oh, that is good. That's the dark data again.
Exactly. What opportunities are you missing because you can't see them? What customer segments are begging for a product you haven't built yet? Or, perhaps more frighteningly, what dangers are lurking in that dark data that you simply can't see yet? What customer churn is about to happen that you are completely blind to?
That is a thought that will keep some people up at night, I'm sure. But it's a necessary question. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the data strategies of 2026. Take a look at your own foundations. Are you building on sand, or do you have a solid platform?
Until next time.
See you then.